So now we'll see social science disciplines. What are they? Anthropology, economics, geography, history, law, political science, psychology, sociology, and development studies are some of the basic social science discipline. So the social sciences is the keyword systematic and methodological. They have developed it in such a manner. So what is anthropology? Study of relationship between biological traits and social acquired characteristics. So that means it is a study of humans in the past and present. Yes, anthropos means man and logia means knowledge. So it's a study about human beings. Then it is having four broad areas, that is socio-cultural anthropology, that is studying about social patterns across culture like race, class, gender, nationality. Physical anthropology is there. How that means how people adapt to diverse environments. What is the reason for death and early cause of disease, etc. We have another aspect, that is archaeology. Archaeology study past peoples and culture through analysis of material remains. It is having different types. And linguistic anthropology, that is the fourth aspect in anthropology, that is regarding communication. So that is physical anthropology, cultural anthropology, etc., are all the part of anthropology. We can add one more point, that is cultural anthropology, that is facets of human culture, kinship, linguistics, etc. So socio-cultural anthropology, physical anthropology, linguistic anthropology, archaeology, and cultural anthropology, all these are part of the anthropology itself. Then we have to understand what sociology is. Sociology is a systematic study of relationship among people. So how was it possible about origin, development, organization, institutions, political, occupational, etc. All these things come. Augustus Comte coined the term sociology in his positive philosophy. Sociology studies a variety of subjects: industry, technology, demography, medicine, urban and rural areas, and so on. So it is defined independently by French philosopher Auguste Comte in 1838, and sociology has a vast subject matter. That is what they collect sociology and how they organize things, why people change, why do they change according to their environment, how law, finance, religion, education, etc. So a lot of aspects are being studied on that perspectives. Then the next aspect is regarding geography. So that is being in the science of place, it is trying to analyze ecology, climate, resources, acceptability, demography, etc. So there are different branches for geography, that is physical geography regarding the structure of landforms, human geography, that is economic geography, political geography, social geography, environmental perspective, geographical cartography, geographic informatic systems, and military geography. So many aspects are there for geography itself. Coming to economics, which we are quite familiar, we know it has been developed from the Greek words oikonomics. Oikos means home and nomos means management. So something that is related with home management. And then it has developed into production, distribution, consumption. We have classical approach and the Keynesian approach. So the government policies are there, fiscal aspects are always being taken care of, monetary aspects are being studied. So it is broken down into macroeconomics, which concentrates on the behavior of aggregate economy, and also microeconomics, that means it is dealing with the individual consumers. Coming to the next aspect, that is history, which is a narration of each and every event that is taking place throughout the contemporary history and also in the past. So it is also trying to, it is giving a footnote on the in the future also. So that means we can have a reference. So it identifies, classifies, arraigns, and also patterning what has happened in the past. So then next one is political science, which is a study of social arrangements regarding politics, law, administration, nature, and its functions. Psychology is again another possibility. So it literally means study of the soul. So it tries to understand biological structure, development, maturation, maturity, socialization, environment, and also adjustment and maladjustment, whatever that happens. So it has a lot of academic interest as well. So it tries to understand cognition, attention, emotion, motivation, personality, behavior, and also perception. So many aspects have been dealt with. So now that means we have noticed that we need something like an interdisciplinary approach. Why an interdisciplinary approach? So this is something that we have to understand these days. The meaning of interdisciplinary studies or interdisciplinarity continues to be contested on different terms. Why? Because most of the subjects are interrelated, one complement the other. So we can draw from various activities and then we can use it. So natural sciences, social sciences, and humanities are expressed together. So the traditional disciplines are these two: natural, social, and humanities. But we can find out that these disciplines do have a relationship among themselves and integrated from the social studies widely that emerged today. So that there is a huge relationship between social science from other fields of study also, like public administration, law, linguistics, social work, education, physical science, and the like. So everything has something, they are all related together in one form or another. So that means there is a concept known as interrelated, interdisciplinary approach. And one last concept that we need to understand is objectivity and subjectivity in social science. Objectivity and subjectivity are the key concepts that every researcher should know. So it is a neutral definition at times. Thoughts, feelings, and identity will come under that. Traditional scientific discourse, subjectivity is often presented as a polar opposite to objectivity. Objective is a guiding principle in natural science. In the case of subjectivity, it is all related with the human mind. So objectivity means an objective is a fact, means truth, and it's rational. In the case of subjectivity, it takes only certain conditions and try to answer things. So personal perceptions, prejudices, problem related to value, ethical issues, and all those things affect the objectivity. So some create some sort of limitations in the social science. So social science and natural science, both these can be distinguished even if they look similar. A quantification is possible in natural science. In social science, because it is a learning on human beings, it is not possible for us to quantify. Laboratory test is present in natural science, but it not in social science. We are learning about human beings, and the entire society is our lab. Results can be communicated from one person to another in the case of natural science. Since there is no laboratory analyzing human behavior, which is often to be subjective, communicated idea can be demonstrated to a third person in the case of natural science. Not possible. That means idea may change as persons change in the case of social science. Predictions are possible in the case of natural science. Human behavior are not possible to predict. Capacity for strong theoretical framework is possible in the case of natural science, but theoretical framework are weak since it is based on human behavior. So we can say a lot of familiarity and at the same time differences in the case of science and social sciences. So these are the various aspects that we have to understand. The question of objectivity is closely linked with the selection of an appropriate methodology. We have already discussed about objectivity. So it is impossible in natural science also to have complete objectivity. There are a certain limitation. So being a part of the society, which is the laboratory of social scientists, he is also influenced by the values and motivation. So falsifiable assumptions are also possible. He have his own perceptions. All this may affect the objectivity, but not fully. We hope so.